from volume-driven zones and volatility.
Hey guys, good morning. I didn't even notice. Oh, there's 11:30. Yeah, you guys know it. We'll give it a minute or two, let people catch up. So what are we at? 11:30. Let's give it two minutes. Who's worried? There we go. Let's see. It's a good mix of crypto, trads. Kind of. It's about 80-20 crypto to trads. Looking at the lineup of what members have posted. Should be a good one. What interesting day in the markets. Just an unbelievable slow grind higher. Actually kind of hard to trade. You're getting really, really narrow bars. But grind higher it does. Okay, what are we at? 32? Okay, let's go. Hey, who's that? Leon. All right. It's a good group here. We got all the members as well. All right, so let me get rid of... I got everything right. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, disclaim. Goodbye. All right, but let's we'll get rolling here. Just a very brief intro, just for any that are new here joining us, or might be just popping in to see what we're up to here. So, of course, what we're doing here, this is all swing trading, right? No short term, no 5-minute charts, 1-minute charts. It's all swing trading. So, longer time frame. That's what we focus on. That's what we teach. Now, for the content here, as many of you know, or of course members all know this and regs know this, rather than me pick the assets, I have the members pick the assets, and I look to kind of review how they're working with the material that we're teaching. So hopefully it's a combination of reinforcing what we're teaching, but as well as perhaps some setups will appear, some things that might be well-timed. Often what you'll find here is something that's, maybe ripening, right? It's not quite right there, right now, traded today. Sometimes we do find that, as I've said many times, that some of the best trades I've been able to participate in all year have come from these live streams, right? I can't look at everything. So interesting to see what the members are looking at and how they're applying what we're teaching. So let's go ahead and get started here. Now I've got everybody ready. Yeah, we're good. Okay, this is... I'd never seen this before. Who gave me this? This was from, how do I say that? Qubit. He's a relatively new member. I've never looked at this. I don't even know how to say it. SOSO to the SOSO. It's an unusual name. SOSO to the dollar. He's over here on Bybit. I don't know where else this trades, but nice looking count here. So of course, pretty extreme volatility, at least here on Bybit when it hit the exchange. Coming off of this looks like a very reasonable count, although I'm going to just push this down here. All right, so he's commenting here, right, because we got kind of close to invalidation here of this as an impulse. His invalidation being duly marked here. This is yeah, I wouldn't invalidate here because that's relative to this one, not this one, right? So even though we get that little overlap, it's ultimately this one that matters. So as we get those that little tweezer bottom down there, okay, time to buy. Well, certainly I mean, if you had to choose one, right, you'd be a buyer, not a seller here, but certainly from the count itself, right? So if it's, oh, come here, if it's 1, 2, 3. Now this is a very sharp and skinny 4. It's certainly in relation to the 2. You would have an alternation here. Is it enough? Right? It's a little funky. It's a little skinny. Right? You could see that developing some more, but no reason not. So we're on a daily. Let's go down a bit here. There we go. All right. So this is, now I see more of his work. He does have, we are in log scale, just duly noted. This, I'm not sure what he's doing here. This is these are the notations from, this is a nice one here, adaptive trend finder, because it lets you put a regression channel on in log scale. So obviously he's cognizant of the fact that this is very sharp. So duly noted, right? So to consider that as the B, right? I mean, could that be any skinnier? So it would be easy to look at this and anticipate either something more complex, right? But then you're likely looking towards invalidation or going into some, I mean, perhaps a triangle here in the 4 before we go up. Lots of different ways this could resolve. But as it sits right now, you would look here and say, okay, do I have the ingredients I would want to look for? Well, this is likely the big liquidation wick, right? So all of that, now you can think of these really as a fair value gap, right? Because it's down and back so fast, right? Even though it's not quite a gap, it's not a gap technically. I think this is the best way to think about it, is because it's just an imbalance. The market comes back and rebalances here, so participants here get the opportunity to trade there or fill orders. Now, if we're coming out of here, well, it's a little aggressive, so I might go down to a 60. Let's see if he's got more here. You see all of the imbalances, all the fair value gaps here. So you want to be cautious about that in terms of any targeting. Let's see if I can get that out of there. So fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap, but I'm also building them down below as well. So I would look for as much confirmation as I could coming out of the chute there. 1, 2, maybe. You'd be down to the 15, right? You're kind of leaning hard here because you want it. So is it there? Is that a 1, 2? Or, it would have to be another 1, 2, right? So that gives me a little bit of pause there. So often, a common mistake traders make here is that we try and jump the gun, right? We want to get in early, right? So, okay, my risk will be lower, and my potential return is going to be so much further up the chain of the market, right? But really, it's the waiting that's what makes trading so hard, right? It's sitting on your hands if you have a winner and letting something develop before you jump in, right? We all, right? So you can look at everything, oh fuck, I don't want to miss it. But is there really enough there to say, okay, well, what could we deduce here? Well, you've got a big impulsive move down here, left these gaps behind. Okay, so I came back here and perhaps we've got a little order block and a fair value gap here. These are kind of dark colors here, but I'm assuming you guys can see them even if I zoom in here. Okay, fair value gap, fair value gap. Yep, it's holding. But if you've got your Elliott hat on, what would you be thinking? 1, 2? Well, it's deep enough for a 2. But you're not getting another 1, 2. So you're kind of looking, now I'm down to a 15, which, I try to remind you guys all the time, the Elliott Wave is so much more effective 60 minutes and above, right? You'll see everything. You won't get sucked into, oh, maybe it's a 1, 2. Maybe what we can see right here is just we're just plowing right into that fair value gap. So you want to be mindful of the fact that the higher time frame always takes precedence. So even though, hey, I've got a little fair value gap down here, maybe it's the higher time frame that you want to defer to. So even if we got to a 4, okay, well now we're popping into, let's see, would we have one here? Well, you'd have a little one here. You got another, it's probably a little bit lower. You got that gap here. Okay, well, can we clear that? You see, it's the impatience, right? You want to let this do what it's going to do. And then if we get this, right, now can I get an impulse or a 5 here? Diag's fine. To suggest to me I've got a good low. Well, how would we confirm that low? Well, there's a couple of different ways. All right, see, we can look right here. Oh, let's use an arrow. Here's the last swing pivot here. We go straight down here. No highs being taken. This is an inside candle, but we can use it. We're straight down here. We're one time framing here. So now, okay, we're starting to get a little bit here. This is going to need to come up here and sweep that high. There's got to be some break here to confirm, because otherwise there's no way to know why couldn't we do this and this and that, right? There's no confirmation there. You're just taking it because don't want to miss it. Is that enough, right? Would you take that? Even if it was a 1 here, wouldn't you be anticipating a retrace? Even if we're going to come out of here, I don't care how far this goes, right? At some point, again, market's not obligated to do it. It's just, what does it usually do? Right? We come up here, sweep all this, challenge this. Well, you know that's going to be a high volume node. This will be just a consolidation right here. If we come up to that, oh well, but what I missed all what. Did you, right? I mean, so are you going to know that? I mean, if that was your target, well, what, if you came back to this a month later and you're looking at your trade journal, right, which you all have one, right? It's so easy to do, right? If you're going to take a trade like this, especially if you're swing trading. Now, if you're day trading and you've got 15 trades a day, that's a different story. It's a little bit, you want to use software to do that. But for a trade journal, boom, take a picture of it. Okay, how are you justifying that trade when you review it later? Well, I thought the low was in. You thought the low was in? Is that so? You had a hunch? There's nothing technically here to say, oh, the low is in yet. Right? Really, I mean, if you wanted to get out to a higher time frame, you got to get up a little higher here. If we think that's the 3 and this is the 4, and we're going to do this here. Well, again, what comes next is not optional, right? It's got to be a 5. Right, well, I'm not saying the market must do a 5, but if we're going to complete the Elliott Wave impulse here, it's got to be a 5, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? What are you trying to get into? You're trying to get into the big one, the 3 of the 5. So is it ripe? What would you say? I'd say it's a contender. But it's not there yet. We're not even out here on a 4-hour. We're not even out of this regression channel. There's nothing here to say this couldn't roll over and sweep this low, right? I mean, here's the obvious liquidity right here, right? We didn't sweep that. Oh, okay. Well, maybe the market's so strong that the obvious pool of liquidity sitting right here doesn't get tapped yet. Well, golden zone right here, right? And we'd have invalidation. So what you could talk yourself into is, well, if I buy it here, if this is going to go, my stop would be relatively small relative to the potential return. Let's go out to an 8 out here. Relative to the return, because I have a clear invalidation. Right? So if I'm a buyer, on our first little pullback, well, we got a clear invalidation where the impulse dies. Right? Doesn't mean we can't go higher, but just if you're looking for an impulse to finish this, oh, that's invalidation. So you could look at it that way and say, okay, well, if I can long it somewhere on a retrace and I've got new highs in mind, 1 tick below is all you need. Right? So can I get 9 to 1 there? That's how you might talk yourself into it, but you're really going off of, okay, I've got good risk reward here, rather than the technical picture tells me, oh, I can take this trade right now. And even here, right, we're even a little further. Then you got to move it down just 1 tick, right? It's all it takes is 1 tick to invalidate the premise here that I've got an impulse going up for that 5. So the risk reward, excellent. Even if you just went for the high here, still 4 to 1. Now, personally, I wouldn't take that trade, right? Because this is not developed enough, right? And I understand, right? You're risking the potential to might give some back, but are you, right? If it does, now I don't have this, right? But if we went 1, 2, did you miss it? Or did you just have a better technical setup to get that 3, right? To get the 3 of the 5. It's always the conundrum, right? Because none of us like to go, oh, that looks juicy, right? And then, oh, well, but it's not right. Or, that guy on YouTube told me, said it's not right. He wouldn't take it, so I'm not going to take it. Right? You got to make your own decisions here. But see, that's the rational rationale, I should say, behind why I don't think it's ripe yet. I'm not saying don't trade it. I'm just saying that's my thought process, right? I would be willing to wait. I'd be willing to miss the initial thrust here because I don't think the odds are very slim that we're just going to go straight up, right? Could it happen? Yeah, anything could happen. But we're going to do this. This is not how the market moves. Could it happen? Well, of course, anything could happen. Do we think that's going to happen? It's probably not, right? So it's just a matter of having the patience to go, okay, I like SOSO. We're here. Okay, I like the idea. I like the fact that I haven't overlapped here. I like all of this, but it's still a green banana. That would be my view. But Qubit, very nice analysis here. I love what you did where I went down from 4 to 1. Here I got new TA, right? All very nicely done. But let's get a better 5 there, and then you can really you have a very valid entry criteria. Right? Oh, I had a 5, right? So candidate here for a 1. Now, it could be, right? This is an ABC. We're going to go WXY. All sorts of things could happen. We don't know that that's coming. We just know that we have a candidate. So that's what I would see there. But a nice post, one I'd never looked at before. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Okay, let me get that out of there. I have no idea what they're about, what their utility is. If a meme coin, I have no idea. I don't really need to know. But I would want to know if they had some utility if I'm going to trade it, why I'm trading it, why I think they might go up for a new high. Nice. Very well done, Qubit. Okay. All right, Crypto Janus. All right, now Crypto Janus. Hang on here. We could, yeah, okay. Hang on. I had one of my guys talking to me. Oh, fuck, hang on. I'm in the wrong Discord. Hang on. It's tricky when you have 2 Discords. Okay, so next up, I got Crypto Janus. I already copied this for us. He's taking a look at ETH. Now, with Crypto Janus, he likes his trend lines. Let me get rid of that. All right, so I peeled a few of them away here. So this was not all of his work, but it was just such a cluster of lines. I had to just take a few of them off here so we can make sense of it. Let me get that on here because I just think it's a little bit easier to see. Okay, where are we here? Okay, so we're on a 4 on Ethereum. All right, it's been dragged down right with all of crypto. Let's get out of here. All right, is anybody getting bearish? Well, we have a pretty clear invalidation point. Oh God, that's hard to see. Okay, let me get that out of there. Crypto Janus, I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to disregard your work at all. I'm just trying to I just can't see it. Oh, here, let me do this here. I think it stands out a little bit better in this color. Oh, fuck. Come here. Not that. Whoops, sorry. White screen. Okay, right, so now we can see this a little bit better. So what's the premise? We've gone 1, 2, 3. We're working on 4, right? Very mindful of the potential overlap here, which is going to be a giant buzzkill to the crypto world if we overlap that and we lose the impulse, right? It's possible, certainly possible. Note his targeting here. We do not want to lose that pivot if you're an Ethereum bull. We do not. Continued weakness, reaccumulation, right? Is it reaccumulation? Well, this let's go down a little bit. Oh, let's go to a 2-hour. This swing down here into this. What are we tapping here? Well, you'd have an order block right here. Imbalances. Crypto Janus, what are you trying to finish here? We're going W. Here, let me change that here so I can get a handle on what he's doing. WX. That's pretty fancy footwork there to get that into a 3. But it's there. It's there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's there. Okay, so WX. Okay, well, if we're going to finish this as... So we're doing A, B, C, right? So there's a flat. All right, so this can work. Okay, so WX, A, B. Well, this is where you lost me a little bit. You're going A, B instead of 1, 2. I'm going to hide that for a second because I think this is what you want. I could be wrong here, but I think what you want here, right? Because if this is going to be an A and a B, we're looking for 5 to finish the C, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think is what he wants, but I don't want to, I'm not positive. just based on how he's reading that, or how he's labeling this, I should say. All right, so this is A. If we got if this is WX and this is going to hold, that's A, that's B, and we're looking for C, right? So C would bring us down here. Now, where's invalidation? Right, this is where this gets a little tricky, right? So we're going to come down here for this 4. Well, it looks like, you know, it's threatening. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, we want that to hold. You could kind of map it out, right? So sweep the liquidity here, and then we go, right? So everybody panics, right? Crypto's falling. The bull is not coming. We're not going to get a Christmas rally. You can hear all of the talking heads. It'll be all over X, and that's right, usually right when it starts to come. But if we do this, that would be grinchy. We do not want to sweep that high. So this would be a good spot for an alert, right? So you don't miss it. We can get 1 tick off of it, but we cannot overlap it. So this is the same thing with Bitcoin, right? So as we come down here, it gets a little scary, but really, if anything, talk about a low risk buying opportunity. I mean, you're gonna have to take some risk here. You don't need to take much. You do not need to take much. What's there? There's 21 to 1. We go for that 5. There's 27 to 1. That's why we love crypto, because it's certainly possible. How that would look. WXABC. What is it? 2875, right? We do not want that to get tapped or broken, or even maybe a light wicking. But we do not want to close below it, right? So that's what you're looking at there, right? Now we're not there yet, but if we head through, which would be surprising, right? If we don't come down and challenge the low here, as you look at it, right? That little puncture low. I don't see another way out of that, actually. We can't do a triangle there. No, it's come in for this 4. All of this, he's got his impulse here. This move down. I think that's what you meant, Cryptogenesis, is that 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's the 4 we'd be watching for. This certainly impulsive. 3 is in. Can we get this all done before we sweep that critical pivot? So if I dial this in a little bit, since we have the overthrow here. Oh shit. No, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna. He knows I'm gonna move him, so he locks it. And so I'm gonna pull that out. Okay, so we can look at this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what we want, and then we want to see something very sharp come out of that. But this, I mean, you literally could do that. It's not there yet, right? This certainly looks impulsive. So the 1, 2, 3. Well, just for thoroughness, let's measure it. That's the 1. That's the 2. Where'd we go? 1, 2. Standard Elliott. Where's the? I swear to God, we do not do this in advance. Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Historically, right? We've got 97 years of precedent. Where do they usually go? 1618, 175. What do we do here? And can't make this shit up. I've never been a live stream where I don't just do this over and over and over again. Now, every time, no. Very high percentage of the time, yes. So it would leave you going, okay, I've got pretty good conviction that that's the 3. Right? Just based off of well, where did it go? Now, as we come back here, well, where do the 4s usually go? Right? Wouldn't that be your next thought? Well, okay, 3 was good. Where do the 4s usually go? Let's put our wave 4 template on that. Okay. That'd be pretty sharp, ABC. That's just all I'm doing is where do they usually go? Now, this could go a little higher, so you're going to pay attention, right? If you think this is an impulse, right? We don't want to see that 1 overlap because then we're going to have to rethink it. Could it be a diag? It's kind of what Bitcoin looks like. So right now, what would your thought be? Well, it's not ready to. I'm not ready to buy it. Now, when you say that, you got to recognize that by saying that. What if it? Well, what if it did? You don't think there's going to be a retrace? I mean, that's what you're saying. Well, if we did this, we're not going to do this. Yeah, we will. Well, I shouldn't say that with so much certainty, right? The market can do anything, right? What does it usually do? That's all we ever do, right? Well, you know, we've got a whole lot of precedent here. One more down, sweep that low, don't get this, and then we go. So Crypto Janice, your work looks great. I just had to strip it a bit bare so we could get in there. It was really nice work. So we shall see, right? It's going to be nerve-wracking if this rolls over again. Let's go out to a 4 here. Perspective. Come on, Binance. Oh, let's pull the volume profile. Let's do it from the low. Well, we're in log scale, so that fucks it a little bit, right? So, but still, right, big high volume node right here. Low. Look at that low volume node right at the 1. Right, low volume nodes are good places for entry, right? High volume, that's a target. Right, popular prices, unpopular prices. Let's go back to our log scale. Looks like that's where we are. Okay, nice job. Thanks, Crypto Janice. Good work. Oh, there's Depeche, right? Where have you been, man? Depeche is back. All right, one of our more skilled members. Let's see what he's thinking here. All right, he does very nice work. Crypto Janice work getting better and better. Okay, so VRA. What do we got here? VRA USD. And VRA. Okay, what do I got here? I got a daily on VRA to the dollar. One thing you notice about Depeche's work, right? He's very diligent about getting every swing, right? So you can follow the storyline. Everything is accounted for. There's no like, oh well, fuck it, whatever it is. Right? He's very deliberate about getting everything accounted for. So when you're down here, it's like, hey, this has all been mapped out. So as you see here, okay, POC from KuCoin. Okay, interesting. Let's pull this back a little bit. Well, you can understand why, right? We just look, right? So all of that consolidation before the launch. So 1, 2, very nice work. This is uncountable. You don't even need to worry about it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, it's kind of what Bitcoin looks like. So if this is going to hold as a diag, we've got an A, B, C coming down here, and it even looks like 3, 4, 5 of that is in. Where are we on retrace? Oh, well, we got this. So this is our low. We don't want to overlap here if that's going to hold as the 1, as the start of the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So let me rephrase that. If this is going to hold as the 2, we can't overlap the start of the 1, right? That's one rule that there is no compromise on. So we need to stay looking long here if we're going to have a crypto rally. If. Well, it's kind of the same idea, right? We're looking at the daily here, but how do we know the low is in? Well, we don't. You need something to come out of here, right? That's aggressive. You don't want this to dick around here, right? You want to see something that pops. So if we look here, where would we get a market structure shift, right? You really are going to have to take out that. This would be a little internal, but really to get this thing to be confirm, okay, I got a good low, you're going to have to take out that swing, right? That's the last high that gave us a break of structure, right? So we're going to have to come back to get this, to get a true market structure shift, which means this thing's going to have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, right, now I'm coming back here to challenge some of this. Now, what do we anticipate? That's where you want to be, right? But you see, you go, fuck, man, I got to, look at where this would be, right? That could be a year down the road. This is why I tell you, right, swing trading, the challenge of swing trading is not the TA, it's the sitting, it's the patience, it's the waiting. That's very counterintuitive to a typical trader, because a typical trader wants it now, today. Oh, fuck, man, I got to wait a year and a half for that? I mean, that could be 2 years you're waiting for that. Could be, right? No, we're looking at a daily chart. This could be, a year away. Could you wait through that? Probably not. Who can do that? Well, software, right? Hedge fund managers would have a hard time doing that, right? So that they let software do it. So if you're looking here, where's your next trade? Well, I better get a 5 to launch this thing. And then if I get a retrace here, can you sit through all of that? It's very hard to do, right? It's easy to say, right? It's easy to pull up a chart and go, oh, okay, we'll buy it in 2027. Very hard to sit through that. That's what makes swing trading, it's by far the most profitable, but it's also the most challenging because it requires so much patience, and we traders are notoriously impatient. It's just the harsh reality of it, right? I'm not giving you, I think we all know this. When did we do this, right? We're looking at a daily. That's March of 2024, waiting for all of this to complete. Could you wait for all of that? Probably not. Were you shorting it along the way? Probably not. Is that Al in there? Probably. Looks like that might be too far. Nope, there he is. Jesus. Right, he's always there, right? So here's Al, right? Here's his first target, second target. Now we got to go here. Never forget, you got to know where Al is, right? You got to know where he is. You have to know what he did last, or you'll trade right into it. I promise you. It's the easiest mistake to make. Oh, fuck, I forgot to check that. Oh, boom, bought right into it. Right, you have to know where he is, right? So on the other side, you'd be looking, oh, come here. You'd be looking for this. Right. Oh, how about that for a free draw? You'd be looking for that right there. Then what could I do, right? Then I've got, oh shit, how could I improve my potential here? When I got a corner pocket and I got a golden corner, means I got 80% probability of getting to that median line. Now that'd be awfully sharp, right? You'd rather see it come up something like this. We do this, that 80% is almost too easy. Just out of curiosity, right? I always want to check these. Did we get our 80%, right, on the downswing? Yes, we did. Golden corner, right? There's your, well, you got your 80 here, right? These are kind of sharp, so it's easy to get the 80, right? There it is. Remember, it's a one-time use, right? You don't get to go, oh, I get another 80. No, 80% is a one-time use, right? So very nice work, right? Guys, pay attention. Depeche does very nice work. So when he posts, get it on your watch list. Okay, thanks for that, Depeche. Okay, all right. Cryptogenesis is back with ETH Bitcoin. So this one is high right screen. Okay, let me get that going here. So VRA, that's the copy, right? So I get rid of that one. So this is ETH to Bitcoin. I'm watching this one pretty closely as well. It's kind of a nice proxy for an alt season. All right, we're going to get one. ETH to Bitcoin, high right. Right now, you know, this is, as I say this often, right? Because Cryptogenesis posts often. It's always a bit of a cluster, right? If it's not your content, right? Because if you do it, you know where everything is. He likes this one color palette here. I do this just so it's easier for you guys to see it. So 1, 2. I'm going to change that just so it pops a little bit better. Let's go to green here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, do we have this? Where this is? Well, let's see what he's saying here. So this is. He likes to do Wyckoff, so I think he's implying a potential accumulation off of this. Here's golden zone here, so let me redo this just a bit. Oh, let's just get golden on there. Okay, so here's where we know the algo is active, right? So we've got a 1, 2, big 3. God, that's quite a 3. Where are you gonna do your 1? I don't know that it matters. This is interesting to me. It just makes me look at that and go, well, why does it stop here? So you would look left and go, okay, what's it running into? Is that Al? Could be. Let's take the nearby pivot. Something I need to say there? I just took the most obvious pivot. There it is, right there. Why does it stop there, right? That's always the question. Why? Oh, why here? Why does it stop here? We come down here. Well, why does it stop there? Well, we don't know that it stopped yet. But I see there's a conviction that comes from, oh, I get it. I see. I understand why it stopped here. Well, that's an algo. Where's that algo's target? Down here. Now, just because it's there, right? For every one that succeeds, one fails, right? So there's plenty of algos that fail. Plenty of measured move algos. Well, God knows how many algos are in there. But the one that we can track, because it leaves these nice, easy footprints, right? For every one that succeeds, there's one that fails, right? So does this one succeed? Well, we don't know. Why wouldn't, right? You've got a real fib fight. Why wouldn't this one be successful? Why wouldn't you get your golden corner? Well, I don't know that you wouldn't, but you want to pay attention, right? Because what you want to be avoiding is buying right into it because you didn't check it. And remember, it's on both sides always, always, always. It never turned off ever. It's on both sides at every time frame, always. So I don't care if you go down to the 30-second chart. You got to find it because I promise you'll trade right into it. Okay, so let's get out of here. So nice. The theory being, okay, we have accumulation here. Now, are we going to get an alt season? Well, it's certainly still potentially valid, right? Now, again, this, it's kind of a proxy for it. But if we were to get this one to go here, right? I'm on a 12-hour, right? So that could be well into next year. This could be the year-end pump rally, right? If we're going to get an alt pump. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why would you see? Then you got to look at that and go, well, why would you assume no? Why would you assume you wouldn't get it? What's there to say no? Well, there's actually more to it than let's get this in log scale if we're coming out this far. Now, Cryptogenesis is one thing I do notice that you do occasionally, right? And I'm not trying to be, a dick here. I'm just saying, be sure to label the next level, right? So what is it you're saying here? Is that truncation here? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's kind of what I see there. Is that what let me get this in the appropriate degree here. Is that what your thought is? Right? Because you leave me hanging here. I don't know what your thought was. Oh, is that 1, 2, 3, 4? Oh, we're going to truncate? Because that certainly is not 4. That's something entirely else. So, let's go to a weekly even. What is it? I think it's truncation, right? It's again, the last place you go, right? But this is really close. Just the wick got through there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. What a sell-off, right? Pretty dramatic. So now if we come back here, okay, so now good signs, right? That you have, this is what you want to see off of a low. This is a good example, right? So we have a little consolidation. I would not be surprised if that's Al. That's Al at a 50. Then that's. Now you look, you see, I mean, that you just obvious imbalances, right? I mean, this is crazy, right? And then again, another one right after it, right? So what is this really telling you, right? That's institutions, right? That is, retail cannot do that in any market ever. We cannot do that, right? Only institutions can do that. So as we come back here, interesting, right? We got that there's a little bit of a volume imbalance right there between those two wicks. So this untapped, this might be enough to do it. Oh, this looks like you might have a 50 there. You do. Right, so we get one tick to the high. You're right on that. We come right to the 50. There's that little imbalance here. Then we go again. This is how you would dream it, right? Oh God, if I hit I've got a perfect technical level here, right at the volume imbalance. I get this rip roaring push here, and look how far we go. Now I would do the same thing here. Well, I wonder how far that goes. Get it right there. Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? Again, I can't make this shit up. I cannot, right? All I'm doing is just repeating what the stats are, right? What was taught to me. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we went to a 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Is there any reason to assume that that's not going up to that 5, right? Or to go get that? Why would you assume it's not? Is there something technically there that would say, oh man, I'm really worried about, well, what would invalidate the whole premise, right? If we sweep that high, right? If we come down further. I mean, either Ethereum has fallen through the floor and Bitcoin's flying, or, something different is happening. Right now, this is ripe. Hello? See, now the only thing you could think here to yourself is, okay, well, if it's not done, right? I'm on a daily. Oh, let's go to a 4. What do I need to see here? right? That's the kind of thing I want to see at a pivot. Now, could be the 5? Let's see. We'd have to do it as a diag, so let me change that. Oh, that's a little funky there. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Right, 1, 2, 3. No, that's too far. I'd put the 4 over here. You know, boy, that's kind of ugly, actually. A, B, 1, 2. Oh, jeez, that's a clusterfuck. Is there another way to count that? Well, that is just god awful. I don't see it. Actually, I think I would do it this way. Now, I'm not saying mine's right and his wrong. I'm just looking at this. It's too wacky. Oh, sorry, pardon me. So it looks like you'd have a contender here to go 1, 2. Oh, can we even do it? 3, 4. Pardon me. I want to do an ABC. I can't go. That can't be the 4. Just the balance is just way off. Can we do this? I kind of think I get a 5 in there. So do A, B, that in yellow. Yeah, either way, it's kind of a clusterfuck in there. It's not there. This is where, okay, right, we're going to have a lot of disagreement amongst Elliotticians as to what the hell we have there. I need one more ABC to finish that. A, B, let's put that in green. A, B, now do I have a C? Let's go to a 1. That's the A, B. You might, this would have to be your 4. That's a good looking pivot down here because it's being rejected so hard. Oh, here, let's change the colors real quick. Big imbalance, right? So that's being mitigated as we speak, as we look at that. 1, 2, well, it's not really what you want, right? It doesn't quite have the characteristics that you look for, other than a great rejection wick here. But we don't have this completely mitigated. I mean, most of it. I'd be really watching for one more down to tee that up. But otherwise, how are you going to get a 5 into that? You thinking this? It's going to have to go, maybe. All right, 1, 2. Well, you see, this happens a lot, right? So because we want to see something, right? We want to see the low end. So you kind of go, oh well. Okay, maybe it's a 1, 2, maybe it's a little 3. You kind of talk yourself into it. And why are you doing it, right? It's the same reason you would ever do it, right? FOMO, right? Well, shit, I don't want to miss it if it goes. You might miss the first pump of it, but for every time you're there to be a part of it, right? There's going to be 8 or 9 times where you jump the gun too early. Again, would you label that and put that in your journal and say, okay, I thought the low was in based off of this price action? I think not. It's not there yet. I know, I want it to go too. But that's just not there yet. All right, this will be a big order block, right? Kind of an intermittent order block, right? Midway. Right? Why do I say that? Because look at the fair value gap that it produced, right? So we know this is muscle here, up before we head down, and we leave that imbalance here. So we know this is institutions here pushing that down. Now I get wick rejection here, but I don't have anything to say, oh yeah, low is in, let's go, baby. Not yet. So a few hurdles, right, that we can anticipate, right? It's got to clear that golden zone. Has to, right? Because that's just defense. So what you might be hoping for is I get something to get up here and challenge this. If it rejects, okay, well, did I get a 5 here? Right here, I drew it as a 3. Maybe get a diag coming off of that. But I need more here. Otherwise, you're really just going, oh, fuck it. Let's just buy it. There's nothing technical here to say, oh yeah, I can confirm that low. Really, I mean, the next thing, you're going to have to break that, right? Even that, just an internal little sweep, right? Can we get this broken? Otherwise, you have no way of confirming that it's not going to do, well, let's use something more colorful, that it's not going to do this, right? Oh, yeah, no. There's nothing to confirm that's the low, other than you want it to be. Sweep this, oh, okay, well, now I got to sweep that. Now, that's what, that again, I'm back to the patience, right? You have to wait. And we don't like to do it. So you kind of talk yourself into it. Well, you know, it's good rejection down here. You know, fuck it, let's buy it. Now, if you're just buying it because you got a 5-year horizon and you're like, well, it was on sale, so I bought it. Well, that's a different story. If you're trying to be technical about it and try and get a more precise entry with better risk reward, it's not there yet. All right, Pilgrim, TAO. TAO on, let me get this. Oh shit, come here. Copy link. Okay. I have market stock indexes. I just peek over there while I change them. Just grinding. All right, taking back everything from yesterday. Okay, let's get it here. Bit sensor. Oh wait, TAO. You wanted Pilgrim. You wanted. Oh no, there you have it. Okay. All right, yeah, that's right. Okay. Let's go to an 8. Let's get a little perspective here. Okay, now this is more interesting. Okay, so excellent work. Let's see, did we get this right? Oh, that's some fancy footwork. Well done there. Okay, so he's got a leading diag here, and then I'm going to go into an A, a triangle B into a C to get to the A. It's well done. Then a W, X, Y into the B. Right? This is tricky Elliott. No question about it. And then, but he finishes it here. He's got to do B, C. Oh, I'm going to have to go down to a 2 here so you can see that. Here's the C of the B. Right? That's some tricky Elliott right there. So here's how he's getting it done. Right? We're going to go A. We're going to go A, B into his C of the B, right? The B, and then straight shot for the C to give us the 2. And well, yeah, it is, right? He's already done it for us. Right, I just eyeballing it said that looks like that's a golden. Lo and behold. Again, we can't make this shit up. We cannot. Is there a chart we brought up yet where that wasn't a significant pivot or somewhere involved? No. Can you bring up a chart where that's not involved? Not many. Not many. Okay, so, oh shit, did I lock up there? There we go. So what do we have here? Golden corner, right? Meaning, what do we know, right? We have 80% probability of getting there, right? Now remember, I have to say this every week. 80 is not 90, or excuse me, not 100. It's 80, right? Doesn't mean, right? Break this, right? Trading principle number 4. Failure to make the median line sets up a move equal to or greater than the swing that failed to get there, right? So if we don't hit it here, we're coming back down to sweep that low, or at least test it. A, it's not 1, 2. You see, that's the thing that Elliott gives you, that there's nothing else that I know of gives you the same decision matrix, right? The decision tree. Okay, if that's not 3, if it's not 1, 2, 3, or 1 of 3, what is it? What's the alternate? Well, it's a 3, right? So, expanded B. So your thought would be, what's the most probable outcome here is that we've gone A, expanded the B, right? To sweep the highs up here, right? Because somebody, I guarantee you, there were buyers up here, because there always are buyers at highs and sellers at lows. It's the worst place to enter the market by far, right? I say this every week, almost to the point where people are annoyed by me reminding you so often. It's the worst possible place to enter the market, yet it happens every single day. Only exception being equities, right? Because they're driven by different forces, right? But for anything in crypto, just FX, futures, don't be that guy. It's never worth it, right? And it takes all the fun out of trading, because then you're like, oh my God, am I the guy who bought the high? You don't want to be that guy ever. But there's always someone who buys the high and someone who sells the low. Always, always, always. I like this, right? So one golden here. What's not to like, right? So what are you doing here? Now you're just waiting. Oh, let's go down to 1, see what's there. Well, here's a little order block you can play off of right here. How do we know that's a good order block? Because look at the imbalances that are created. It's pretty easy to spot them. Oh, look, wait, again, retail can't do that. Who could do that, right? Institutions. So what are we doing coming down? 1, 2, looks like it. So it looks like we might have, what are we looking for? We're looking for a 5. Can we get it? Pretty good start. Just out of curiosity. It's always good to do it, right? Just for your own benefit. Oh, it looks like I'd have to do it here so I can get 3 into that. Well, actually, just out of curiosity, I do it that way. Let's do it from swing high, swing low to retrace. Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? I mean, do you wonder why I have that there? Right there. So I think we're 100%. Every third that we've pulled up so far today has been right in that pocket. I mean, something I should say more about that? Wouldn't it make sense to, wouldn't you, every time you thought you had a 3, wouldn't it make sense to measure it? Let's check, well, maybe, is that the 3? Well, let's check it. What did it take? 15 seconds? Why wouldn't you do that? Things that we know that are important to good Elliott, right? We want to see a nice channel. Right? If we're going to get a market that's playing good Elliott ball, and they don't always. When they are, there's nothing, I mean, it's an unfair advantage, really. We're looking for that 4, somewhere in that space to come down for the 5, right? So you might look at that and go, well, oh, do I want to short it here? Well, you know, if you're a Deegan, right, and you want to try and trade that, right? I wouldn't buy it there personally. I wouldn't buy it. Well, I would do is say, okay, well, because I'm a crypto bull, right? I want to see this come down here, tap some of this, and then I want this, I want that. I'll wait through that, because here I have complete conviction. That doesn't mean I'm going to be right. I mean, it could eat. Right? Doesn't mean I'm going to be right, but it means I can look at this and go, why did I take this trade, right? So a year later, I could come back and go, well, why did I take that trade? What was I thinking there? Well, here, I need to be here for a millisecond. I know why I took the trade. Here, if I pull this off, why are you taking that trade? Well, I read something on X that TAO was going to explode, right? And so I thought, oh, I didn't want to miss it. Really, if you printed that, put that in your journal, and you said, well, this is why I went long here. You sure you want to leave that as your resume? That's the one, right? But you got to wait. And again, we're back to patience. You got to wait for that all to play. That could be, you know, we're on a 1 hour here. That could be later in the month. Let's go to a 4, right? You don't have to wait that long. You're going to get an answer here pretty soon. This is a very sharp move. That's not likely to just stagnate down here. Something's going to complete. Do we get a reaction? Right? 'Cause there's nothing that says we don't do that. Market's not obligated to do anything ever, right? It's going to do what it's going to do. We're just trying to go, well, okay, or is there some pattern recognition here? Something I can use here that has 96 years of precedent that I might lean on? Is there? Yeah. Anything else that I could use to give me a statistical advantage? Do I have a corner pocket? Yes. Do I have that? Right. Do I have pattern recognition? Yes. Where are the fibs? Do I have it? Yes. Do we have an order block down here? Yeah. I mean, you're just stacking and stacking and stacking the evidence here for the trade. But is it ripe right now? No. Top of your watch list? I'd put an alert down here on that pivot. I would do it this way. I just wick this off. I can get a line here. Just put an alert on it. Okay, if we tap that, oh, don't let me forget it. Here's the obvious liquidity, right? Here's the clear. Do you think there's some stops there? Yeah, there are. All the things we want to look for, an ingredient for a setup, right? To say, okay, is it time to trade? Do we sweep some liquidity? Yes, right? Did we mitigate an order block? Yes. Now, do we get what you'd hope for is that when we come, right, with the perfect, to make this as perfect and sexy as it could be, do I get some imbalance? Do I get some fair value gaps here? Some imbalance, right? To show that it's muscle moving it, not retail. If I do, then that's what I'm playing for on the retrace. Then it's literally, I can't script it. I can't add any more to it to make it better. I'd keep an eye on that one. Who gave me that? Pilgrim. Great one. Great one, right? Man, his work's getting better and better. But see, that's why I like these live streams, right? It's when I have the most interaction with the members. During the week, it's mostly my team, right? I'm doing, got 12 other things I'm doing. On the live stream, I really get to see what they're doing. So I really like the live streams. Okay, right? So CryptoGenesis, we're back with another one. This is Aster, and he's, see, but right? So CryptoGenesis, he's getting his money's worth, right? Because he posts often. The ones that just come in and they go, well, fuck, I don't know. I didn't want to post. I didn't want to get made fun of, right? We don't do that. It's how you learn, right? That's why CryptoGenesis is learning, right? He's posting all the time, right? So he gets feedback constantly. How's it going? What did I see? Did I miss something? Like I just showed him something that he seems to miss, right? He doesn't put the next degree up, right? So I'll bet next time he will. Okay, what are we doing here? Aster, lower left. Aster, shit, I don't think I've ever looked at this one. No idea what they do or why do they exist. Do I need to know? Nope. Why do I say that? Well, because people do the same thing over and over again. People respond to fear and greed the same way, right? It's 96 years of Elliott documenting that. Okay, a lot of lines. Oh shit, why is my machine acting a little funky? I don't have that much open, do I? Okay, W, X, A, B. Okay, here's his Wyckoff, right? So he's a student of Wyckoff. So you can see he's got his whole schematic down here. So, automatic reaction. We get this. Here's a short-term low, sign of weakness, sign of weakness. There's the spring, secondary, oh, pardon me, here's the spring here, secondary test, right? So again, I'm not a Wyckoff expert, but I am enough to be dangerous. Okay, so can we add into that? So he has that knowledge base that he's leaning into here as well. Okay, so let me change this a little bit so we can see it. Oh, and let's just brighten this up so it's a little easier to see. Okay, right, do I have a 5 here? Yes. And did I break the golden? Looks like no, just wick, right? But that's a good sign, right? So you'd be more inclined to be leaning bullish than bearish. Okay, so here, let me change that so y'all can see it. Whoops. I want this one. Oh, I guess we did break it. He must have had a, are we there? Yes, we did break it. Okay, so we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this can come off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go to a 1. It's a little. I don't have an impulse there, so I might do this. Do you see? We don't get an impulse here. This looks good. Sometimes easier if I put it in a line. It would make you want to put the 3 here, right? You want to do it. Right? If I go to the closes, this looks better. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not quite there when I do this. Aster, right? It looks like it's too choppy. Can't get a diag, or excuse me, I can't get an impulse. Now, could I do it as a diag? Yeah, maybe I could. It ain't pretty either way. My guess is this is not a, it doesn't get a lot of volume, right? Thus all the chop. So that would make me a little cautious there on this, leaning into too hard into that as a 5. Okay, right. So now maybe if I get into the kick here, we're in this range. He's identified this range here. Nice wedge as we kick. Although you'd have thought the same here, right? But we go A, B, C, right? Oh, if it's not 1, 2, 3, once we do this, what's left? Well, it's correct to move. I like it better a little further, right? So can this get up a little bit further, and then we'd be looking for the next retrace. So this could be a diag. It's not an impulse, right? We got to accept that. It's just not. So, but it could be 5 that would take us up here. So you'd be looking for this to complete and take that first retrace. It's not terrible, but I'd probably keep moving, right? What I would do is I'd put an alert up here. If it breaks that and I can get something that looks a little bit better, I can see more clarity here that this is impulsive and not just a chop monster. Right, that's why you find diags at lows, right? Because the market is still wrestling. Bulls and bears, right, have not settled their differences. So I mean, look at this big impulsive move here. It leaves that huge fair value gap, and then we come all the way back and crush it. So it's still, oh, it makes me wonder, right? Is Al involved here? Right, when is he not involved? Well, this makes me think, did he pop here? No. So that's all the way. You're going to have to break that. And that's a secondary pivot. I go up here, you got a lot more to go. That's pulling from that low, and we haven't even gotten to the 50 yet on this side. So you might be anticipating something like this, where the kick, right? Should we get it? Or I don't know that we will, but if you're going to get it, right, it's got to come back from here to challenge that. Because this, well, you can see this will be the first resistance. That'll be second. You get through that, well, then you're waiting for this, right? You're waiting for the next retrace. Take the 4 into the 5, which could be, all that could be doing is getting you off of that low into a 1. Right? I mean, that could be just your 1 of the next leg up. We don't really have an impulse to launch from. We get an ABC, WX, Y, 1. It's a little bit of hopium. Oh, I hope. It's a little bit of hopium. I don't know that that's where I would plow a lot of money in, but I'd keep an eye on it. But nice, thanks for posting that. Smells of accumulation. There's a new printer. There's a new printed impulse in lower time, but count is not clear, especially after CZ disclosure. Not sure what. I haven't read that, but looks like maybe CZ's involved there. Okay, let me keep moving. We got new highs in the market. Oh my God, we did. Yeah, good day. Good day. I got TAO at the algo at, what do you got there? Email at 1595. Oh, that's TAO, right? Oh shit. You got us going up here to 1595? Oh God, well, let's go. TAO is a money maker, right? They always make money. If you look on the on-chain data, they're constantly, they always number one. Okay, so let's go to Sony 99. What are we getting here? He gives it to me, and I don't know what, is that Japanese? I can't tell. Okay, let me look at his Korean. I think it's Korean. So I can't read it, but I can grab the link. Oh, okay. We got a green or a gray screen, so just warning, it's coming for you guys in a second. It's not ultra bright. Okay, so what did you give me? Oh, so you gave me 3. Okay, so let's go to. So you gave me KOSPI on the Korean exchange. Okay, so let's take a look here. Korean stock market. Does it matter, right? Does it matter what exchange it is? Well, only unless it's not allowed to trade freely, which is not the case here. So, okay, 1, 2. Okay, so we got a little bit of overlap here. We got to recognize that. So this, and if I change that, it's going to fuck me up. 1, 2, 3. So I'd have to go A, B, C. So I get a okay. No, I can't do that. It's a bummer. Well, let's see. Did we overlap here? Yeah. Oh, that's a shame. Well, let's see. There's got to be another way to do that, right? So let's go to that internal. So, come here. This would be 1, 2, and then I do get an impulse here. But that overlap here is so slight. We need to move the 4. Let's see. So let's pull that out. Can we do it? This kind of fucked us. I was looking for, can I do it? Yeah, I guess I can. All right, so I'd have to do it this way as a diag. A, B, C. Oh, God, this is going to be hard for you guys to see. That's the one downside with these colors. Here, maybe I can, no, I guess I can't. Well, here, maybe I can make this background here. Canvas a little brighter. A little darker. Let's see, is that too much? Let's try that. Okay, so this kind of fucked us. God damn it. How are we going to get that done? Okay, let's do it here. I'm going to have to do this one on the fly. All right, let's take that. This has to be a 2, right? So we got to do it this way. We got to do that. I think right here I'm doing this on the fly without a lot of time and attention to it. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Wicks only, so my guess is that's the algo. You got target right there. So we'd have to, god damn, that's tricky. So if we put the 3 here, let's take this down to micro. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I have to put the 2 here. God, it's just, boy, this really fucked us. I'm going to get stuck here if I'm not careful. What's the alternate here? I want to put the 4 over here so I can avoid that. I can't, I don't see it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got this impulse here, but this just completely fucks us. My only thought, if I can go A, B, C, D, E into the 4 here, I might be able to get away with that. I've got a feeling one of my Elliott wizards is going to deny me that. Can I do that? I'm not positive I can. That would put us, oh, this one's going to have to go to blue. Where's that 5? Well, fuck here. Can we get that done? A, B, C, D, E, that's a stretch. But this is the killer, right? It's just disrupting the Elliott. I may, as I do this often, if I get stumped so we don't get stuck here too long, I'll post that once I've had a little time with that. For anyone watching or Sony 99, give me some time to work with that so I don't bore you guys to death here. That's going to need some work. This would have to complete it. Then this would have to be the 1. Then this would have to be the 2. The 2 would come back here. Then this would have to be 1. So that would be no good. So this would have to be 1. There's right into the golden. A, B, C. Okay, we could probably live with that. Then this coming out of the chute. Oops. I'll post that once I've had a little time with it. Let me work with that and get with my guys. They're probably already working on it. And then I'll post a complete account here so I don't spend an hour on this and bore you guys to death. But that's a tricky one. I know it's there. I just sometimes it just doesn't show itself right away. I think I can do that if I do it this way. I'll do that. I'll post it under the video. Just you'll see a post from me to give once we get a clean count on that. Okay, good one. All right, so let me keep moving here so I don't get stuck. This is what I was talking about. Tron is the one that always makes money. They have the most profitable chain revenue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we got a 1 there. This is that's good for you, right? That's very tricky, Elliott, right? So a lot of people will bring that up and go, oh, fuck, I can't count that. What am I doing here? Very well done. A, B, C into the 1, 2, A, triangle, B, C into the 3. Just very, very nice work. Into the 4 here. Okay, it's not a requirement to overlap anymore. So A, B, C into the 5 of the 1, right? Very well done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great work. Okay, so we get a A, B. Now looking for that C. Oh, there's a weekly. Let me come. Oh, fuck. Come here. Oops. Come down here. Come on down here. One, 2, A, 2, 3. So he's looking for a 4 here to come down for a 5. Okay, so that's a B. Oh shit, that's a B up here, huh? You gonna see that? No, you're not gonna see that. There's something dark here. Okay, so this would be A. Wow, this is a lot of shit. What a wacky crypto. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, look how he's doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Triangle 4. God, that'd be normal, right? A clean Elliott account doesn't usually challenge you like that, but he's got it. Wow, that is really tricky. Look how he's doing this. 1, 2, 3, triangle 4 into the 5. Okay, so is that the right look? Well, not really, right? I mean, no, it's not. Let's be clear about it. It's not, but is it valid? Well, you've got, is this really countable? Right? It's really just a block of chop. But he's done a nice job of applying rules and guidelines here to get something out of that, right? So we get a pivot down here for an A. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a B. What's wrong there? A, we would need a 3 here. You're putting an impulse, you're putting a diag into that B, so that doesn't fly. How else are we going to do that? Just so you see it, Sony 99, you're going to go 5 into the A here, but you're going, oh, unless you're doing it this way. This maybe what you're trying to do is here. This is just in the wrong spot. So let's put that in something dark. Right, so you could have your 5 here, your B here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's what you meant. Okay, so now, because your work is too good for you to miss that. Okay, A, there's an A, B, C into the B, and then 1, 2, 3, still seeking that 4, 1 more down for the 5. So is there any obvious liquidity it needs to sweep? Well, it's already swept that. This would be the next one. Looks like that's a trend line from something below. There's nothing really glaring here. Let's go to the 4. 1, 2, 3 is going in. Is it an impulse? It is an impulse. All right, 1, 2, impulsive 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, so we got our 3. He's seeking that 4 up here. Note the channeling, all quite good. So his play here is that we're coming back into this 4. We've got imbalances here. We've got a good location here for entry, trying to complete that 5, right? So then the next trade, right, if you don't want to trade the 3 waves into the 4, You short for the 5, or you just let that resolve and then take well, let's get something darker. Take the first push, right? You'd like to see it clear something meaningful here, not just an internal pivot. Clear that, and then you're waiting for the retrace. Hopefully there's some imbalance here, an order block, something you can play off of, right? Stop under the low, right? Pretty standard. But wow, that's some really tricky Elliott work. He clearly spent a lot of time on that. Very well done. WXY 1, 2. Yes, it's extremely well done, right? So that's that's a very tough count, and they do nothing but make money. If you look at the on-chain metrics, they're constantly #1 in revenue. Okay, so Litecoin. Oh God, whatever happened to Litecoin? What happened to Litecoin? Well, let's just take a look here. Is that Al? Not yet. Might be secondary. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let me darken that a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. Okay, right. So we see. So I'm pulling from the secondary pivot through the swing here. So 50s resistance. Here's golden zone resistance. Again, you can't make this shit up. So if and when that breaks, you're going to have to go here. That'll be the next hurdle it has to make. But right now, it's the secondary pivot that's creating the resistance. As he's noted here, there's the resistance, right? I mean, it's pretty. Can you miss it? Right? It's hard to miss it. So what do we have here? We've got an impulsive 1, WXY. Boy, that's a big X. But it's clean. A, B. Here's the 5 that gives you the X here. I'm going to just make that easier to spot. Here's the X. WXY. X, A, B. Ooh, that's close there, did it not? Looks like that swept it, right? So we can't put that there, right? So you can't. So we can't ever have the start of the 1 have the 2 breach it. So we can't do it that way. Boy, that's annoying too. Right, look what they do here. They sweep the liquidity here into the golden zone. Yeah, they're fuckers that way. Plus that's a 5. So we'd have to relabel this here. So that's got to come off. So this would have to go over here. That doesn't make it any better, actually. You're gonna have to dig a 1, 2. Oh, fuck, that's really annoying. That's a shame it did that. Because you really want to put the 2 there, but you can't. I mean, you can, but I would encourage you to think twice about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you'd have to go. Fuck, how are we even doing that? You have to dig a 1, 2 out of this, 3, 4, 5 to give that a B. So you got a 3 there. That would have me pausing a little bit, right? Because the Elliott is a little funk. What are you going to call that, right? A 1? That would have me not trading it. I mean, was there some big reason to be trading Litecoin? I don't know that Litecoin's days might be over. Wait, is there an alternate here? You could actually. No, you're kind of stuck with that. This is a fucker right there. That overlapping that 1 is a real. That would have me out, right? Because just as I was saying before, you would put your stop 1 tick over that. If your premise is that that's the 1 and this is coming back for the 2, you'd be stopped out, right? Because you would put your stop one tick on the other side of it because you can't have that overlap, right? So this would leave me pissed and sorry, and kind of wondering what the hell. But you can't label it that way. You're stuck with it. Well, so the only thing left here is to go to a line chart. Now, right? ABC, right? Yeah, sometimes, right? You just gotta use a little better judgment here. So I wouldn't be fucking with it on the way down. I'd be waiting for something to complete down here. That's just me. If it's squirrely and I'm not sure is there some shortage of things to trade? Why would you trade it? It's a serious question. There's no, I don't know how many millions of cryptocurrencies there are. Why are we fucking around with Litecoin when you've got this? Yes, that's tied to the volatility, but still, you can't. Right, you're stuck with it, right? You can't. There's no trade there, as far as I'm concerned. There's weight. Maybe, right? We come down here, something completes, right? Maybe, right? You'll come back here, but of all the rules, that's one you can't compromise on. Okay, I'm gonna keep moving there. Thanks for those posts, Sony99. You gave me 3 tough ones. Shit, I got to come back to that first one. Cryptogenis, XPL. Copy link, lower right, same as Aster, XPL. Don't know this one. God, look at the markets, just climb. Okay, let me. All of yesterday reclaimed. Amazing. Okay, so we're doing lower right. Oh, this is my copy, all right? So I got to save that. Coinbase too. Oh, good. Right. That's a very big position I have on there. XPL. Oh, goddamn, that's ugly. Welcome to the alt slaughter. Well, to some degree, you could say, okay, does any of this after this? Let's go to logarithmic. A, B, W, X, A, B. Oh, that's a clean finish. Nice finish. Okay, that gets more interesting. All right, there's a decent example. Prior context. Okay, well, all I can see is I have this long shoot down here, but it has a nice clean zigzag finish. So it's a little bumpy at first, but 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just couldn't be any prettier. It gets a little funky when you're down at the low. They might do something like this because that's very characteristic of a 4. One last little squirt. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Coming off the low. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect, right? Go sideways for the 4, up for the 5. Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, so look at all the ingredients here that are really helpful. Okay, so you have that accumulation. Whoops. You have some big volume here, and look what that volume is producing, right? So there's your imbalance, which kind of shows you bull's ball. You also had it down here coming off the low. You had those imbalances. So if we really zoom in there. Okay, so all the ingredients are there, right? You're sweeping this. Oh, I'm on a 2-hour here, but that's all right. We're sweeping that low and big rejection candle, right? So you get a nice hammer there. Follows through. Okay, we're back to the resistance. Okay, maybe. What are we doing? Looks like maybe a 50. Didn't quite make it, right? So you'd be, that's a 2-hour. Let's go to a 30-minute. One. It's a little skinny on that too. So you might have missed that. But once you got here, again, let's just do exactly what we've been doing. I'm going to push that off for a second. Oh, hang on. Brighten that up a little bit. Maybe. Second most common, right? 1, 2, 7, 1, 3, 8. We don't get the full 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't get a full kick there. But so that's not uncommon. It's interesting that we see that here. So 1, 2, we don't make the 6, 1, 8 here. We make the second most common, but we get the extension in the 5th. So if I go from the 4 here, so length of the 1 from the proposed 4, boy, I'm really kicking up here, right? This would be absolute extreme. That looks like a 4 again. Let's see here. Note imbalances here as well. I bring these down here, so that's always gives you your bias, right? Where are they kicking the? We're not getting any. Oh man, come on, machine. We're not getting any imbalances here on the corrections, right? It's all on the push up, right? So very strong bullish domination here. So 1, 2, fair value gap, another one, right? So they are fully in control here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. No other way to do it. We wouldn't put the 2 here. So that is an extension in the 5th, right? So, and then the channeling will be very good here. Oops. Oh, we probably do this here. Right? So you're in that nice tight channel, right? That's how you know you got a winner on your hands, right? When the channeling is good, it stays in the channel. Don't touch it. Again, we're back to, okay, can you sit through that? Because it would have been really, really easy to think, oh, God, there it is. I got it, right? Because that would have the right proportional look. A little reach, oh, that's it. Oh, my God, right? No, that's still going. Let's take that up. Let's put an EW on that. So what does he got down here? RSI, probably. Just out of curiosity. Squeezes in it. That's a 30-minute. Big extension in the 5th. Look at the RSI, right? You're well up to 87, almost 90. Okay, so great. What is that doing for me? Well, if you're not in it, it's like, uh-oh. Well, what are we anticipating now, right? If this is, I guess we can pull this off just for the analysis. Okay, nice. Well, it's kind of a tweezer as we come down here off of that low. Very good signs here, but what are we waiting for? We're waiting for this to complete. Okay, so why does it stop there, right? Well, we don't know that it stopped, but is it running into some resistance here? Well, you know what I'm about to do. I don't know, right? I'm just going to measure. Is it something I need to say? Why does it stop here? Is it the fair value gap here? Could be. Order block there? Could be. You think it might be the algo? Yeah, it's the algo. Now again, that doesn't mean it can't get through, but you can understand why. See, that's what I always want to know. Why is it stopping there? Why? Why there? Why not? We can go a little bit tighter on that. Why there? Left all these imbalances as we're going here, and I can't keep going. See, it gives you. Yeah, it's not about. Look at the chart magic. It's like, oh, now I understand. If I don't understand why the market is making a pivot, I don't want to take the trade. If I can't count it out, why? Right? Because there's too many things where I can. So why would I go to something where I can't apply the methodology that's foundational to our approach to the market? Why would I do that? I wouldn't. This is what gives us an edge. So now I'm not saying that must pivot there. I'm just saying I understand why it's pausing there. So if it does start to retrace, well, what would I be thinking, right? If that's a 1 off of this very long sell-off, if that's the 1, if this holds and we start to come back down, well, I'm very interested now. Here, this is what a lot of retail does. Oh God, look at that thing! It's really rolling here. Well, let's buy it. Somebody buys that. Do you think that they know there's a golden zone there? I'm going to tell you, probably not. Because if you knew it was there, would you buy it? Probably not. Right, if you knew it was there, why would you, right? Because it's, again, your trading journal. Take a snapshot of that. Well, I bought it right there at the golden zone because I was sure it was going to break. Now, if it does, okay, well, then all you did was just reinforce a really, really bad habit. And if it doesn't, then you're like, God, I am such an idiot. Why would I do? Then the self-flogging starts, and that's no good for your psyche. So you wait, let it clear. If it's going to break, right, let it break. If it starts to retrace, go, I'm glad I checked that. Glad I checked that. I mean, even still, right, would you want to buy it here after it's moved that far? What's your assumption? It's just going to keep climbing? Well, I'm not saying it couldn't, but what's the next thing we're going to do? Go here, right? It's going to have to clear that one next, right? Before we get fully into bull market, you got to clear all of them because that will be sitting there. I promise you there'll be resistance there. All right. Good one. How am I doing? How am I doing on time? Oh, God, I'm getting out early. What do I got next here? Quibbit is back. Okay. Copy link. Nebius. I've never seen this one. Excuse me. Oh shit! Did I just burp into them? If I did, forgive me. It was a quiet one. Okay, Nebius Group. All right, we get a trad. Okay. Oh shit! I got all sorts of stuff under there. Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay, so I'm gonna stay away from that. Okay, so I'm gonna oh shit. I'll hide that. Oh, I like the colors here. 1, 2. Okay, so let's take a look here. Trading resumed. So I guess we had a trading halt. Something happened. Oh, I guess we had a name change, formerly known as Yandex. Okay, so here I get a diag right into a 1, 2, very sharp, right? So diag and then a sharp sell-off A, B, C. That's nicely done. Oh, here, let's do this. Oh, fuck, here, let's kill all that so we can get a clean look at it. Okay. Now you get a good look at that. Boy, that's mighty close. But it's an ABC. Well, there's another example here, right? You would have thought the 5 was in here, but since we keep going, right, you go A, B, C into the 5. So there's the 1. Nice accommodation. Good work there, Qubit. Okay, so A, B, C into the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something in here is giving me triangles that I don't want. Is it that? No. Oh, he's got the, I know that's got little markers on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, big kick in the 5th. Okay, lo and behold, right? So here, just so you guys can see it. Length of the 1 projected from the proposed 2. I get it right there. This might be slightly, are we on there? There we go. Well, here we come just up shy of it. Here's our high probability zone for a wave 3. So we can get that off. So pretty good assumption here that we've got our 3 in. Oh, I would definitely want to buy a profile on this if I'm pulled from the 2. Okay, all right, so entry zones are low liquidity, targets are high, or pardon me, low volume nodes, targets are high volume nodes. So could we come down to this, right? Looks like this is already, you already got your 80. Yep, you did. Here's your 80%, right? Why do I keep doing this? Just to remind you, don't forget, right? There's your nice target there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up for the 5, right? Staying in that, so I can take this off because that 80 is burned. It's one-time use. Here's your nice channeling. Look at that logarithmic, right? We are in log scale. That nice logarithmic channeling, we're in for that 3, right? We're just shy of our high probability zone. 1, 2, 3, right? Do we have to come down? Well, we don't have to, but that's what you would anticipate. Oh, pardon me. That would be, we're still looking for this. This is the 4 at this degree. Here's a big imbalance right here. So that's kind of cool. Right, so we have that big VRA gap here. It starts here, but that's what I'd be looking for. So I'd be looking right here, right in this, if we did it this way. Right, that little gap there. So that's going to be a very shallow for the 2, right? That's going to be mighty shallow on the wave 4 template right here, but that would cover it, right? Here's the high probability zone for a wave 4, 2338, right? So we do it right here. That low volume node, if it gets any further, right, well, they're going to bounce here. So you might do this. The ledges, right? We often see reactions at the edges and ledges, right? Not in the middle, because it'll just go right through the middle because there's no support there, right? Because you can see why, right? The fair value gap. So there's the play right there. That looks really sweet. Whew, I'm going to take that one. So what would you do here? I would put a little alert right here. I don't know if I can do it. And an alert on that myself. As I said, I take a lot of these trades that we see here. That's a beautiful setup. Why would you not take that? God, that's really good, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, definitely 3. Looking for 4, right? Let it come. 5, 3, 5, 3. 5. Right, wouldn't that be what you'd anticipate? You could kind of come back to, well, why would you not anticipate that? What's wrong with this count, right? Is there something here that would have you discouraged about, okay, well, now we're talking about something with earnings, right? Looks like we've got earnings coming up in a couple of days, so you might wait to get through that to see how the market responds to it. But as we come down here, what's the play? What are you looking for? That. And by the way, that's not the proposal. Isn't that that's the top? That's the top. That's the third. That's this 1, 2, 2, 3. Very sharp, right? So, and this could go triangle here because you have this very sharp, very deep correction here. So if we're going to see alternation, this could hover here. You could see that going A, B, C, D, E into a triangle, right? So triangles, you can't really forecast them until they're, you're in the E wave. But something in here would be wouldn't be surprising at all. The ledge of value, right? Market likes to stay if it can, right? If we can sustain that value up there. Very nice work. Boy, it's a good lineup today. All right, I had one more. Let's bring you guys over here, see if I have time for some requests. Oh, let's bring that over here so I can see what you guys are doing. Or reload for the 5th, right? Yeah, I'm going to, if that pops, I'm going to take that trade. Okay, so I had someone on X had a comment on ETH. Hang on. He gave us a chart, and it's like, okay. Elias. Forte says ETH, right? So he wants an ETH. Let's go look at ETH. I've been kind of watching this because there's a real invalidation point right here, right? So we do not want to see this get invalidated, right? So here's the point we want to be very mindful of. So let's get that off here. This has broken, right? We thought we had it here. Let's actually get to see that. Right, so that doesn't play, right? We had a candidate here for this to be WX, and we're going to get into a triangle here. Okay, so that's out of here. A, B, C. Yeah, well, see, this is good here. You're going to have to do this as A, B because of the rules and guidelines, which is annoying, but it often will keep you out of trouble. Okay, so we have to go A here, A, B, and you got to do an A, B, C into the B here because of rules and guidelines, right? So I can't have 2 zigzags here. So if this is not going to be 1. So if this is A, B, C here. Hang on, there's A, B, C right there. Okay, so let's clear some of that out here. There's a 5. It's a failed 5. So how do we reconcile that? Well, there's an alternate here. The C could be lower. Yeah, this is tricky. All right, so we could have, this is going to invalidate what we want unless we get a diag here. This looks like it's impulsive. Is that 2? So we'd be trying to get this done here. A, B, we're trying to get a C down here without overlapping that 1. Can't get a triangle in there. This was the tricky bit, right? Because it certainly looks like it's a 5. But with that overlap here, it has to be A, B, C into that. So to reconcile that, oh fuck me, come here. You have to go A, B, C. Let's put that in yellow as that 2, right? Because there's no, if you take it down to a 1, right? That's a 5 all day, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you're stuck with that 5. So you have to account for it. That's not the greatest looking C, but you're kind of, I guess you'd have to do it here. W, X, Y into the B. For a C, for the 2, it's a little shaky, right? It's not the cleanest Elliott I've ever seen. We're labeled 1, 2, 3, clearly 4. Can we get out of that? You really actually want that 3 to be done. So you're hoping that you've got the, whoops. You just got an extension in the 5th. Let's hope for that. That would be the 3. We're working on the 4 because we cannot overlap that 5. We need that down here and for that to hold. So if that's 1, 2, let's measure, right? So this does not look like it's going to be 1618, but did we get 100? Yes, we did to the tick. Holy shit. Right, to the tick, we got the 100, right? So 1, 2, 3. So that makes me think we got a candidate here. It's much like Bitcoin. We've got a candidate for a diag. Oh, you'd have to do this as ABC and this as well. So let's see if we can get that to make sense. So you'd have to do A, B, C into that 3. A, B, C. Can we get that? I mean, put an alert on 2877, right? We do not want that overlapped. That's going to blow the entire count up. This is already a little, I can't say I love it, but you're kind of stuck with it. This, right, are we accommodating here? Yeah, you are, right? Is it legit? Yeah, it is. You've got an impulse here, so you have to reconcile that. So A, B, C, that's unusual, but there it is. If that's the B, we need a 5 to come down here. So we're trying to get out of here with a diag without overlapping that. There's probably alternate counts here if I spend another 20 minutes on it. Likely there would be disagreement amongst Elliotticians as to what that is, but oh, he gave us a chart here. What did he see? It's off of his phone, so I'm not going to put it up here. He's got, where are you at? 49.50. Shit, I can't quite see it. Can't quite see what he's got. Tenuous count. Let's pull back here and just look at a higher time frame. We've already broken the 50, right? That's already a little concerning. Not to golden. Look where golden is, right? It might spare us the overlap by a tick, right? Because we know an algo is going to fire there. God, there's no easy solution there. You really don't want this, right? You don't want a 4 that's that deep. Pull that on there. What it does is it reduces the range that you might forecast for the 5, right? If we have a very deep 4, right, you're more likely to get a double, or maybe you get your algo target here, but you're not looking for a big rip in the 5th, which is surprising, right? Given the very good 1, 2, 3 that we had. I don't think we got a 1618 here. We didn't. Right? We didn't even get the second most common. So all the more, right, okay, now we're going deep. Now if you'd gone shallow here, you might have been forecast for an extension in the 5th because we didn't get a rip roaring 3. I mean, it's an impulse, right? There's no way around that. But this is too far, right? It makes me a little cautious on Ethereum. What would be the alternate? Well, if we could start going much deeper, we got to start pay attention to where are we going, swing low to swing high. Could we be coming down lower, and then you're reevaluating the whole thing? Probably put the 3 here, 5 here. Yes, I love that. Right, you'd still be valid. His 3 wouldn't be the shortest, but it's this that would be very disappointing, right? Because you really want that to be the 3, 4. If this starts going deeper, if we overlap this, I can tell you that's exactly how we're going to relabel it, like that. And then the 4 will have to be, you know, somewhere here, I guess, or here, or we truncate, or it could be here, and we're going to truncate here, which would be very abnormal. I really do not want to see that. But what we want to see, right, isn't always what the market gives us, right? It does what it does, and then we try and react accordingly based on, you know, can we find an edge where we might see opportunity, right, for risk reward. Right now, that's not. I guess the only variable here would be if we had a WXY, if we went A, B, C, W, you'd have to squeeze an X into that and then A, B, C to be done. I have to put my wizards on that, see if we can get a count that would work, because you really, the potential for an A, B, C, but even that doesn't look like it's done. It's kind of discouraging, right? What could that be? If you were thinking A, B, and then we're going to go for the C, it doesn't look like it's finished, right? It looks like it's 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to massage it as a diag to think, oh, A, B, C. Well, that's a stretch. Right? See, there's too much accommodating for a bullish bias. Right? I'm trying to get something bullish here, and it's really not. It's not really there. Annoyingly. Hello. Shit, I can't make up. Right, there it is. Right, there's first target. So the algo got paid. Tenuous, right? We want to see this. This is going to have to clear here. We're going to have to get way up here. This is going to have to get way, way up here, right? And then we're going to have to do this before we get any idea. Okay, I got a 4. Okay, well, I'm going to need something very impulsive here to come out of this, because this is really again, seasonally, if we're going to get something this time of year, where am I log? Yeah, I am. Boy, it better start to show itself. You can kind of see the case for ABC into WX ABC, but it's not done, right? This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, one more down. So where does this get more interesting? If this gets swept and we don't overlap, so you'd be looking for this to come down 4, not overlap it, and then a big reaction. That's the next buy for that for the end of the year. I don't know if we're going to get it, but that's probably the best case scenario. Okay, right. So how am I on time? 1:17. Could we go through Bitcoin? Right. So there's a request right there from Louis. Bitcoin is kind of the same thing. Can we get a diag to finish this? Oh, I mean, it's very much the same thing. But here, right, so 4, 5 on the premise that we topped it here is this diag, and we did an A, we did a B, we A, B, C, right? It's a 3 all day, so we've got a B here. Now, can we complete this as a diag? That's the most bullish scenario. Well, so I'm assuming you can see what I'm after here. There's actually, I'm on Femex here, but most of the exchanges, that was a lower low. So this would be 1, 2, could we do 3, 4, 5 and finish that as a diag? That's your bull, best case for bulls. It would be very unlikely that it's done here, but you know, the market's under no obligation, right? I have to remind you that we could do this, right? We don't know, but right as it sits right now, that looks like the path of least resistance, because we begin and we end in 5s, right? So we want to see a 5 finish this. It's, you know, the market got radically disrupted with that liquidation last week, or the week before. I think it was the week before. Can we get that? Well, I wouldn't bet against. I wouldn't. Here's what I would not bet that we're about to do. I think less likely. If we come down here, I'm buying aggressively. Spot, no leverage. I'll park some money there because it's a 1-2, right? So it could certainly go lower. We go here, I'm going to be sad. Hey, there's no way around it. 3, 3, we need 5 to finish. Well, when I say that, we need 5 to finish to have some conviction into the idea that we're starting a 1 here. And even that, right, you can maybe nibble there trying to get into that initial. Right here, I had the notation here. If we swept that low, so bears are in control here, no question. Where, they sweep this, but they haven't gotten it yet. If I pull that out of there, they don't have this one yet. Would be very surprising that they don't come back for that. They being the algos, right? Because it's just, do you think there's some stops here? Yeah. We know that, right? We know that. We don't have to wonder, right? We know it's there. All right, so I have an alert on this. I do not want to see that get triggered. But if it does, well, then the next question is, we know Bitcoin loves the golden, right? So will it hold here? ABC. 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 Well, here, let's label it. So A, B, C. We want that to be done here for the 3. Back for the 4. Edge of value, that could play. This is a volume-weighted, 20-period volume-weighted moving average, right? I used to use this a lot. Use it in the futures market, right? So I can see where's the volume kind of guiding me towards. It's very, very accurate. I mean, you get a little transition when we go from green to red. Still red, 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 red. Excuse me. Anything down here to help me? Well, there's RSI kicking. Now, right, it's okay. Is that a buy? Well, here was the squeeze right here as we did this, right? You can see down here, black is a squeeze. So A, B, C. Okay, come on. Looking for that. Little order block probably right there. Why do I say that? Because of the fair value gap that it produced right after it. I go to a 1 hour here, we can see that better. Oh, let's see, let's do it right here. Well, there's software on here calling that. There's the order block, right? So here, why? Because do you see the fair value gap it produced? Right, produced this, right? So we could refine that even further, as this does, right? Here's another one. So why, right? Look at the imbalance. So we know that's an order block. We know that's an order block. Is this, what are we doing here? It's not impulsive. Is that a double on a 60? This hasn't been tapped. This is being mitigated. This would be the next thing to be looking for. Well, now you really see, if you look down below, all that squeeze, right? Squeeze, right? It's hard to miss them. Right, but it's just good to confirm here. We get another one here. Remember, black is squeeze, so here's a squeeze again. So then we're coming back. We want that 4 right in here. But really, it's odd to say this, right? But to have better conviction as to where we are, you really want one more down. I want that one down because then I know where I am. Okay, well, I got a 5, right? So can I get a 1 too? But if I don't get that, then I'm just equally not sure. This actually, even still, right? We want that to come higher. Oh, there's probably a golden right there. And so if it comes right there, right from that, what's the highest pivot? That's what the algo will use. The highest, well, that's a true double. So if that's the B, right? Okay, is that my 3? Oops. Wouldn't that be just perfect, right? So you can kind of see how that would play. Come down here, sweep the liquidity. Algo gets its target, 1, 2, right? There's the trade. That's where I want to get long, right here. Right, so I can put my stop under the low, and I'm looking for the 3, right off the low. Now that would be the 3 of the 1 of the 5, or pardon me, of the 1. So if I go back to an 8 hour, we're playing for a 2 here. 5 is in. We had a 1. This is the 2. That's what we're playing for, right? That we can get a 1, 2. So golden zone, good target. Not much support here, as I noted here. Look, right? No, there's no support here. I'm pulling from the low here. This went up so fast. There's this vapor. Nothing there. So we do not want to get tapping into any of this. We don't want it going down, right? Even this was like, oh shit. We got one little high volume node as a result of this, or it's probably an order block sitting right there. We don't want to see that. If you're a bull, I shouldn't assume everybody's a bull. Most people watching here, we want it to go higher. Well, it ultimately, is there any? Well, I guess there's always some doubt. Anybody feel like Bitcoin's going to be lower 5 years from now than it is now? Show of hands. Yeah, I'm going to guess none. Think it's going to be lower 3-5 years from now? I think not. So it's just about timing and entry. Is it not? If that's your thought. Now, could we go lower, right? Could we go much lower? Fuck yeah. But again, 3 to 5 years. If it's going lower, dollar cost, I'm going to keep buying and buying and buying, right? Because I'm a firm believer, right? I wouldn't worry it. Now, am I going to put the kids' tuition money? No. Well, my kids are already out of college, but my point being, I'm going to be responsible about it, but I'm buy as much as I can possibly afford. Because 3 to 5 years from now, I'm pretty sure it's going to be over 124,000. There's no knowing. There's, trading your assumptions or your beliefs. Really, you could say that. Okay, I think I'm done. Do I have everybody? Yeah. Could we go to Bitcoin? I think we did. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, I think we're good. And it's 1:30. Look at that. I'm going to finish 5 minutes early. Okay. All right. Hope you guys had a little piece of the stock market today. All right. That's another big. Did they get all of it? Yeah. Almost all of it. They're like 95% of yesterday's sell-off already reclaimed. Welcome to trading. Never a dull moment. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are some dull moments, but there's something always moving somewhere. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll have the time codes. I've got to go back. I'm going to do that one asset that Sonic99 gave me because I couldn't get it in. But I'll get it. There's always a solution. Okay, guys, have a good one. Thanks. And let's see. Oh, fuck. Hang on. A couple of things I want to show you before you leave. One. Oh, man, I got my team did such a nice one. Trader KDI, who's on my team, redid our website here. So this has a new look. We're doing a Black Friday promotion here. So any of you guys that are interested in the belt system, if you want to develop this skill set, look at me doing this at the end. He'll be pissed at me that I didn't do it at the beginning. So TradeDevils.com, if you want to check in, you can always join us for free. Get in the Discord if you want to post charts here and have a look at them on the live stream. All you don't have to be a paid member. You can be a free member. We just ask you that you do your own TA, right? So we're not just chart jockeys for you. All the belts are here. We'll do some promotion on this. I think they'll all be on discount for the Black Friday, right? So that's coming up. And I'm going to be traveling on Friday, so I won't have a video on Friday. But